the knowledge is there. It's not because of lack of knowledge that's been gone out. No, knowledge has been poured forth here in these final days, as the text says it would. But it's the rejection of the knowledge. And the main knowledge is who the Most High's chosen people really are. Who Yehuda is. Who Yasharal is. Who the 12 tribes, the hidden 12 tribes really are. And it's revealing what Revelations 2:9 and 3:9 is saying. As it says that there's people that say they are, but they're lying. They say they are Jews, or Yehuda, or Yasharal, but they're lying. And this is what the text tells us in 1 Peter 2:9. And mind you, this is a people, not all the nation. This is one nation. But you are a chosen people. This is one group of people. A royal priesthood, a holy nation, or a set apart nation, a people for Yahuwah's own possession. Now, don't that sound like it don't mean the whole world? It's his own possession. As the text says, Yasharal is the Most High's inheritance. We're his own. That you should show forth the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Now, some would say this is the darkness of sin. And it is. But this is not for the rest of the nation. It's for us. Because as we see here in the next text, we're gonna read it. Let me slow down. Out of darkness into his marvelous light is where we find ourselves at this present day. We were scattered, buried, planted into all the nations of the earth because of disobedience to Yahuwah's laws, statutes, and commands, only to eventually become the light of the world, the king and priest unto Yahuwah, the rightful heirs to the throne. As it clearly states in the text. Hallelujah. The text says, we're going to read it. Slow down, Robert. We see how Yahuwah restores us back to our positions. We see that in Ezekiel 34, 1 through 14. And this is not talking about the church. This is not your wide gate and broad way of Christianity and Islam. No, this is the way. The narrow way, where the text says only a few will find it. The hand of Yahuwah was on me, and he brought me out by the Ruach of Yahuwah and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. Now this is the whole earth. This valley is representing the whole earth. And the bones are representing our people who have been scattered to the four corners of the earth. And as the text says, he destroyed us. He killed us. We was dead and buried. But let's see what he go on to say. He led me back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley, at the bottom, where we are now, at the bottom of the totem pole, per se. He asked me, son of man, can these bones live? I said, sovereign Yahuwah, you alone know. Then he said to me, prophesy to these bones and say to them, dry bones, hear the word of Yahuwah. This is what the sovereign Elohim says to these bones. I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. I will attach tendons to you and make flesh come upon you and cover you with skin. I will put breath in you, and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am Yahuwah. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I was prophesying, there was a noise, a rattling sound, and the bones came together, bone to bone. I looked, and tendons and flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. Then he said to me, prophesy to the breath, prophesy, son of man, and say to it, this is what the sovereign Elohim Yahuwah says. Come, breath, from the four winds, and breathe into these slain, that they may live. To the who, Robert? The slain. dead and stinking. He destroyed us. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath entered them. They came to life and stood up on their feet, a vast army. And one version says an exceedingly great army. Then he said to me, Son of man, these bones are the people of Yasharal. And another version says these bones are the whole house of Yasharal. They say, our bones are dried up and our hope is gone. We're cut off. Therefore prophesy and say to them, this is what sovereign Yahuwah says. My people, I am going to open your graves and bring you up from them. I will bring you back to the land of Yasharal. Then you, my people, will know that I am Yahuwah, when I open your graves and bring you up from them. I will put my Ruach in you, and you will live, and I will settle you in your own land. Hallelujah. Then you will know that I, Yahuwah, have spoken, and I have done it, declares Yahuwah. And we're going to continue on to 15, I think, through 25. Yep. And this is speaking of our succession. Again, the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, as for you, son of man, take a stick for yourself and write on it, for Yehuda and for the children of Yasharal, his companions. Then take another stick and write on it, for Yosef, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Yasharal, his companions. Then join them one to another for yourself into one stick, and they will become one in your hand. And when the children of your people speak to you, saying, will you not show us what you mean by these? Say to them, thus says Yahuwah, surely I will take the stick of Yosef, which is in your hand of Ephraim, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Yasharal, his companions, and I will join them with it, with the stick of Yehuda, and make them one stick, and they will be one in my hand. And the sticks on which you write will be in your hand before their eyes. Then say to them, thus says Yahuwah, surely I will take the children of Yasharal from among the nations, wherever they have gone, and will gather them from every side and bring them into their own land. And one version says, wherever they have been scattered, and gather them from every side and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land, Africa, on the mountains of Yasharal. And one king shall be over them all. They shall no longer be two nations, nor shall they ever be divided into two kingdoms again. They shall not defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, but I will deliver them from all their dwelling places in which they have sinned, and will be cleansed. Then they will be my people, and I will be their Elohim. David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. Then they shall dwell in the land that I have given Jacob my servant, where your fathers dwelt, and they shall dwell there, they, their children, and their children's children forever. And my servant Dawid shall be their prince forever. Now, of course, we know that this is speaking of Yahusha as the king, but at the same time, I believe this is a physical king also that Yahuwah is raising up to be on the throne. As he said, the house of David will always have a king on the throne forever. But first things first, we're walking into our succession. But it comes by, what's the word for today? Consistency. Consistency is the key to our succession. No, you can't make it into the kingdom of the Most High if you're not consistently keeping his laws, statutes, and commands, and being obedient to the word he speaks in your ear. See, that's the one that counts. I hate to say the most because it all counts together. But if you're not listening to his voice, you bumping